Welcome back to the channel, SteelTownMenace fans. Before we get started, I'm going to solicit you for a like, a share, and a subscribe for my channel's content. Bud Light and the mainstream media would like you to believe that our boycott is just a phase, as they still continue to discount us and its brand's true demographic. We went, we drank, and we consumed their beverages, and those were the days. But I will no longer say dilly dilly or what's up.
End of the crown. Dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly.
I will miss the laughs, but I say no more to insulting us as consumers. What do you say, SteelTownMenace fans? Bud Light sales continue to drop regardless of what they report amid this Dylan Mulvaney controversy as a fake woman. They are now down 35%, and two executives, whether they were fired or put on leave of absence, that doesn't look good for any company. I don't care who you are. It doesn't look good. But us as consumers, all we got was a lackluster apology and a retro shit commercial. They believe they can fix this with their core demographic by just doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. I mean, they don't even want to say, sorry about that, we fucked up. But apparently, last night on 426 or 427, they decided that they're going to have a closed-door meeting somewhere in Washington, D.C. and try to iron out this problem. I just don't see it happening because I can't support a company that won't support us. Just because we're all exhausted, man, from the lockdowns to the dumb rules over the last 3 years. I know we as a consumer and a customer are just simply tired of being mocked and ridiculed for our true values in the American family and our love for our country.
In case any of you get any ideas, you better know who you're dealing with. I'm the hootin'est, tootin'est, shootin'est, bobtail wildcat in the West.
They don't even know their core demographic well enough to know we are the fireworks shooting, gun toting, American pie eating, barbecue grilling folks that love America and what it truly stands for. And they shit on it for a fucking trend. A trend. Not even a legit woman. Buckle up, Budweiser, man. You're in for a rough ride.
Up inside the bucking chute now, surrounded by his teammates. And here's a look at the hard out.
I will no longer buy or support any of your products or leagues that use you as a sponsor. You had the chance to apologize and didn't. Instead, you chose to shit on us and treat us like second-class citizens. I will now support my home state's longtime American-owned beer. As you can see, I'm holding it right now. Yuengling. It's out of Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Company's been around for over 200 years. They didn't want my measly $300 at Anheuser-Busch, but I'll bet you Yuengling will take my $300 a month to purchase their products. And I bet you their stocks will enjoy it too. They not only know how to treat their customers, okay, they stand by their customers. Even if one was over 100 plus years old and they got her a birthday present because she drank their product.
It's a once-in-a-century kind of birthday present.
I drink Yuengling's lager beer.
Okay, news agents continue to lie. They deflect the stories, just as CNN, who kept the same front page article, okay, within 2 weeks, but changed the headline. That's it. 1984 much there, CNN.
And here's my favorite latest development on the Bud Light boycott story. It is, first, I'd like to bring you all back in time to April 13th for this CNN article. Bud Light's inclusive ad campaigns are good for business, experts say. Experts say. And then we get this masterpiece. Bud Light sales are falling, but distributors say they're sticking by the brand.
Shot and chaser,
13
baby.
days late, shot and chaser. You'll love to see it.
I loved it.
My local grocery store sold very little Bud Light, okay? And I live near a college. But Coors, Yuengling, Miller, and many other brands all seem to be doing very well and dwindling down their stockpile in the beer aisle, selling out in most cases. Pun very much intended there, Bud Light. This corporate BS has been going on again and again and again. Started back with Nike with Colin Kaepernick after that little piece of shit took a knee and ruined the national anthem for fucking football. To now the Dylan Mulvaney mocking true women controversy. And I just gotta ask again, where are the feminists, man? Okay? You true feminists that are supposed to be sticking up for women everywhere, okay? Y'all ain't even out there saying anything about this Britain person, male, female, it, whatever, that just dogged the hell out of the marathon people over there in Great Britain. But, you know, hey, whatever. There have been others, like the M&Ms and female spokes candies, to the Gillette's demasculation of us men in their commercials. But I must ask seriously, when are these companies going to wake up and realize it's truly bad for their brands? Or are they truly worried about that woke ESG score? Is it more important to fit in with a woke crowd and ideology of globalist agenda, or screw over the average consumer in the long run? Do you, as the average consumer, the average person, the average customer out there, truly know what ESG stands for? Well, I'm going to tell you what it stands for. It's an environmental, social, and governance score. Okay, it works in coordination and is handed out with a corporate equity index, or CEI, which I believe is the new setup for a social credit score to welcome us into a new world order's monetary system. And if our banks fail, the Fed coin may be created, or the new CBDC, which is the central bank digital currency. And all this will determine how much and how often you can purchase a product, whether or not you're a good citizen or not. And you may even pay more than your neighbor for the same product if your score is low. If you don't do something about this and you don't agree, they may shut you off completely. Sounds familiar. I've seen this before. Somewhere in the Bible, something about a mark of the beast, can't buy and sell goods anywhere. Y'all Christian people and the rest of you people out here in the world need to wake the fuck up. Okay, and if you don't believe me, then I'll ask you a quick question. I'll give you a quick example of some things that have been happening since I was a young kid. Because I was always told things would go down as you get older, or if you make more money and things like that. Who pays the higher interest rates on cars when you get a loan? Who pays the higher car insurance rates if their credit scores happen to be low as well? Okay, so regardless if you make enough money, okay, to make the payments and live a so-called comfortable life, but you make a few mistakes because family matters come into play, and the working class always pays the most, no matter what. Not the rich or the well-off, the working class. As that's how they maintain the control of the sheep, man, around the globe. I mean, they give away free shit to freeloaders, keep them coming back for more, give away tax breaks for the wealthy so they get well-funded campaigns. Okay, and an ESG and CEI have just been set up to show you how inclusive you can be if it excludes the customer base that built your company in the first place. It will determine their credit score, their worthiness, their loans and interest rates, etc. for the future. Okay, with this New World Order's Human Rights Advocacy Plan, it serves one purpose: to give them a score of how woke they can be with a maximum score out of 100. There is a 5-step plus-minus point system. Each has its own standards of practice, but together they indicate an organization's willingness and dedication to achieving the greater good, whatever the hell they think that is. It truly is hard not to imagine this while I get a new one. Our world turning into one of these dystopian fucking nightmares. I mean, we've seen in the movies over and over again. I mean, from Running Man to Demolition Man to The Hunger Games to 1984 and multiple others. Total Recall, some of these other shows that are out there, Blade Runner, etc. But more and more, our world leaders do look like their citizens are turning into the capital of the Hunger Games. Okay? It seems like they do really want us living in districts.
There they are, this year's tributes. Oh, the most exciting part. It's
15 minutes away from anything because it makes us happy, so we stay content in our own little nothing Own nothing and be happy, like they say. Even Tim Pool on Timcast IRL says, we will become chickens in a coop. We're happy that the farmer will come and give us what we want, what we need, and we won't rebel and won't say a word. Are you willing to be that chicken? Because I'm not. Because I know what happens to chickens once they get nice and fat. Ask yourself what happens to them.
I'll say, son, what do we got brewing in here? I was walking by when I picked up the smell of 11 herbs and spice. Look at that boy, running all around like a chicken with his head cut. Wait a minute.
The woke freaks will run amok while we working class bust our asses and die for them, so they can enjoy their privileges they say are bad for us and the environment, like their private jets and living on the ocean. You know, even though it's supposed to end in 10 fucking years. Yeah, that's going to happen. I've been hearing that shit for the last 30, 40 years. Okay, while we're at work, we're in amusing TV shows for their entertainment. They will be living in the lap of luxury, man. It's always the rules for thee and not for me. Well, SteelTownMenace fans, they seem like they're after so much more than what they're saying. Because from where I'm sitting, the ends just don't justify the fucking means.
You're a thought criminal.
I mean, so I say to you and everyone else out there, don't give these corporations your money. Continue the boycotts of every one of their products that insult you and your family's values. To include the NFL and anyone else having those products as a sponsor. Find another product.
Budweiser. Budweiser. Coors.
I did. So, with that being said, please like, share, and subscribe, and follow me on YouTube, Rumble, Twitter, and many other social media platforms as I get started in this fight for our way of life. This is only my second video. I'm still working through the kinks of how to get it done. But my motto used to be live and let live and leave people well enough alone. But they poked the bear once too motherfucking often while I was sleeping. And you just can't do that. So I say again to my SteelTownMenace fans out here, don't be me. Be a menace. Ruffle their feathers, get under their skin. Have a blessed and wonderful day. Drink up, America.